sponsors, please do. It's so important for events like this to give the sponsors some support. And I would personally recommend you go to Woodler. They are doing some really cool stuff. Technically, they're a competitor of mine. I don't care. They're doing some really cool stuff. It's worth taking a look at. So I would talk, if you haven't talked to them, swing by there and see what they're doing with some of their monitoring tooling. It's actually outstanding. All right, let's get going. My name's Grant Fritchie. I work for Redgate Software. I hate About Me slides because no one cares where I went to school, right? You just don't care, and that's okay. But I like to put up my contact information. If you want to get in touch with me after today, my X account is open to DMs. You can just send me a DM anytime you want to. That's my email, LinkedIn, blog. Get in touch. If you have questions, I like to give answers. Matter of fact, I live on questions because they give me blog posts. So please, please, please ask questions. As we go through today, please ask questions. Online people, please ask questions. I've got two lovely assistants over here. They're going to help me out. And so let's interact, right? We're here in person or we're live online. Cool? Ready? All right. The goals today are really simple. We're going to answer questions using extended events. That's it. That's all we're doing. Nice, simple, straightforward, nothing complicated. Who here is already using extended events today regularly? Why, most of the audience, okay, why are you here? Because I'm trying to convince people that this is useful. But hopefully you'll get some stuff out of it too. All right, so extended events, right? They're only good for queries. So can I answer this question? Can I identify the long-running query using extended events? Yes, I can. How? Right, that's the question. How? Okay, let's play. What I've got here is a PowerShell script. I didn't blow it up so you can see it. It's a dumb PowerShell script. It's really stupid. It's running one store procedure over and over and over and over. All the code is on GitHub. That's the word. Under ScaryDBA. If you go with ScaryDBA GitHub, you can get all the code. So don't feel like you have to sweat that. So let's take a look. Now I've got query performance here. We're going to watch live data. Oh, and these are sessions. These are all the sessions I have. All these sessions. Oops. Come on, stop that. All these sessions are also in the code. Oops, not there. Here. They're also in the code. So you can get every one of these. There's nothing magical in here, but if you want to grab it, it's available. So you can take it. Cool. Let's close that. Let's go back to here. Now you can see there's procedures going by and some batch statements and stuff. And so the way you look for the longest running one is you click on one of them, and then you go down here and you look and say, okay, well, the duration wasn't very long. Okay, well, let's click on another. Oh, that duration's longer, 203. And click on here. Oh, and that one's slower. Anyone think this is the right way to do it? No, this is stupid. Okay, so what do we do instead? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the statement. Okay, and I'm going to right-click on statement. I'm going to say show column and table. And now that's moved the statement up here. Also, I'm going to go to duration. And I'm going to show column and table. Now, that's not the only way to do it. I could also go over here to choose columns and then control it that way. Now, the nice thing about this is, sure, now I've got it up here so I can see. Come on, Grant. There we go. Live demos. Never do live demos. So I can see all of the parameter values, and I can see the duration, and I can see them all going by. Now that's nice, but what's really nice is if I close this, and let's go back in and reopen it, it remembers my choices. Better still, you can save this out to a file and then pass it around to the junior developers, junior DBAs, junior data pros, whatever phrase we're using today to call ourselves. I kind of don't care. You can call you can be labeled Bob, but if you're working inside of data and you're trying to do tuning and trying to do this kind of thing, I really don't care what your job title is. Let's get you some help. So we can make sure that everybody's looking at stuff the same way in our organization, which makes it easier to teach, makes it easier to share. Everybody cool? Awesome. So, which query ran the longest? Well, let's pause. So I'm going to stop the live data window. That didn't stop the collection. That didn't stop the session. The live data window has stopped. But now what I can do is, it's a spreadsheet, man. I can click on it and it sorts. So it sorted everything bottom to top. Okay, fine. Let's resort it top to bottom. Which query ran the longest? It's this one. Oh, and by the way, I'm told over and over again, people tell me all the time that inside of extended events suck because you can't see the parameter values of the stored procedure. And I'm like, really? Are you sure? Does anybody spot it? Yeah, you can. You can actually see the parameter values in the stored procedure. You just have to go to the right place. Because you also have the object name. So we have the object name down here. And if we looked at the object name, sure, it's not going to tell us what the parameter values are. But you look at the statement, and it has it. So don't listen to the naysayers. These things are cool. Everybody cool? This is boring. This is the boring part. Any questions? All right, let's go on to the next one. Which query used the most CPU? Well, okay, that's still boring. Because all I've got to do is, again, go down here and say, well, CPU time, show column and table. That's up here. Resort. 4 queries use the most CPU. Ooh. All right. Moving on. Is there a way to see stored procedure parameter values? Yes. Cool. Can we filter on stored procedure names? We can. Let's switch back over to the code. Not looking at this one anymore. Instead, and I will, as we go, I will make things run better and better on my tiny little laptop here. Stop each session as we're finished with it. All right, so what if I wanted to only look at a particular stored procedure? Can I do that? Well, yeah, actually I can. So we take a look at the live data here, and notice it's already all laid out for me. And so we can see the stored procedures going by. And all that is if we stop this one, stop the session, take a look at the properties, take a look at the events. Yes, the GUI is a bit of a pain in the bottom, I won't lie. But we're capturing a single event, RPC completed, and I've got to filter a where clause, and I'm saying where the object is equal to the object name that I'm interested in. Product transaction history by reference. Boring, right? But it works. And so if we're focused on a particular thing, we need that information, we can get it. Everybody cool with that? Now, the one thing I would point out is who here is a fan of Trace or Profiler? 1, 2, 3, 5. You're all wrong, but that's okay. No, I'm kidding. The thing about Profiler versus extended events, the big thing about Profiler versus extended events, is Profiler uses every single resource it needs to capture a given event, RPC completed, and then goes, oh, wait, that's not the procedure I want. And so it throws it away. after using all the resources. Extended events does it kind of like a query and says, hey, is this the thing I want? No, okay, cool. Is this the thing I want? No. Is this the thing I want? Yes. Okay, capture that, bring the information back. That alone, fewer resources used, radically improved performance, it has less of an impact on your server. Extended events are safer. Yes?
Question.
Sure.
Because you mentioned that, if I understood correctly, that extended events, of course, are so better than our provider, and there is no performance effect on the server.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but in my experience, we had even an example that the database stopped.
Oh, okay. Sure. So what he said was, correct me if I'm wrong, that I said that, no, hang on one sec, that extended events are better, they are, and they have no impact on the performance, and that you've hit situations where you turn on extended events and it causes the database to go offline. Yes, you absolutely can take databases, servers offline with extended events. I did not say they have no cost. I said they have less cost. Yeah, less cost. So I repeated the question, didn't I? Yay, cool. But yeah, they have less cost. Not that they have no cost. Can you crush your server with these? Yes. Can you just destroy things with these? Yes. You really, really want to have fun with it, turn on a bunch of the debug events, and they will take the server offline and go into debug. Everybody wants that on production, yes? Okay, good, you're laughing, awesome. Another reason I like coming to Poland is people actually laugh. Go to the Netherlands and do a session, everybody's like, why is he making fun of it? Ooh. Okay, cool. Does that answer your question? Okay, cool. So, again, boring. We've already stopped that one. Let's close this window. Let's go back to here. Let's get some more interesting stuff going on. Oh, sure, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
But what's exactly the cost?
Oh, what is exactly the cost? How long's a piece of string? For those at home, one of the audience members gave the best answer, it depends. And obviously the question is, it depends on what? But it depends on what you're measuring, how you're measuring it. There's endless number of parameters and variables here. I can't give you an answer to that question, I'm sorry. Not precisely. It's less than Profiler, but what's that mean? What's that mean in raw numbers? I don't know. I've done experiments with it. I've tested CPU and other stuff, and it's less. But then depending on what I'm doing, it's more. But just how it goes.
Probably the most important thing is to when you define extended event session to make a proper filter.
Yes. Yeah, what he said is that one of the most important things is when you define your extended event session, and this really matters the most for queries and stuff like that, is to put in a proper filter. And also filtering order matters too. You want the most restrictive thing first, kind of like a where clause in a query. Same idea. And by the way, the order on the where clause, also you can rearrange that and kind of fool with the optimizer. We were talking before you all showed up. You missed a whole section. Kidding. Well, I mean, you did miss it, but it wasn't official. Cool. Can we audit database changes? Let's take a look. Because it's not so much whether we can or not. It's what does it capture? So let's watch live data. Okay. And let's just, I hope I dropped this before. I run tests a lot, and I don't always clean up behind myself, so Oh yeah, okay, I didn't clean up behind myself. All right, normal grant behavior. There we go. Drop database, create database. Let's go back over to our live data window and, oh hey, look, we've got a database started, we've got recovery trace started. I can see the things that have been happening. I see the log file changed. I see that a database was created. I can track every single aspect of this. Now, the question always comes up. Can you tell me who did it? Because we want to find that junior DBA who dropped the production database and nail him to the wall. And I'm right there with you. But the issue that you run into is can you do it? Kinda, but not reliably. And the issue is really simple. Let's go ahead and here and stop this. And then take a look at the properties. And we're going to go right over to the events. And again, setting up the events. Because what I want to look at is right here. What they call global fields. It's a global field. It's great. It's a global field. What's that other word? Actions. Not all these things are benign, wonderful. Hey, I'd like to get the, let's expand this out so we can actually see it. By the way, the GUI on this is kind of heinous. I won't lie, it is. It works though, and it'll get you through the day. Compile plan GUID. That's interesting. I wouldn't mind having that. Client host name, now we can track down who did it. Let's put that on there. Client host ID, the call stack, maybe we put that on there. A debug break, yeah, we want one of those. Break the process in the Okay, all right. For those at home, I'm saying no. No, don't do that. All right. But we can put in the query hash, query pan hash ID, all these cool things. We'll add all of them. The NT username, we definitely want that because we're going to find that junior DBA. The issue is these things are called global fields. They're also called actions. Why are they called actions? Well, some of them are extremely benign. They are literally a field available you can add to the data collection, no big deal. Others are effectively, think of them this way, a trigger. What? Yeah, it's an action. It's an extra bit of performance hit on your server so you can collect an extra bit of information. Wait, what? Yes, going in here and clicking everything is a great way to bring your database to a stop. Okay? These should be used judiciously and carefully. Could you add them to the thing that we just did where we're monitoring database changes? Yes. Then we can track down Timmy. I always call my junior DBA Timmy because I've never actually worked with someone named Tim. So I'm not insulting anybody I've worked with. And so anyone out there named Tim, Timothy, Timmy, I apologize. I had to pick a name. That was the name I picked. So Timmy, we're going to track him down. We're going to hurt him. Oh, okay, we're going to educate. We're going to educate him. It involves a lot of pain, but still. He will learn. Everybody cool? Okay, so we can do that. That's awesome. Can we see implicit conversions in our queries? Now, for those who don't know, some of you might not know, SQL Server is wonderful. It's a great tool, fantastic tool, and it's so helpful. Because you can put in, you can store your dates as a string or you can store your dates as a date. I personally would probably store them as dates. That's just, I'm crazy that way. But you can also pass in your parameters as dates or strings. And then if you pass it in as a string, it'll helpfully convert it to a date for you. And you're like, oh, well, Grant, what's wrong with that? It's my friend. It's helping me. Yeah, and it's not going to impact your index use at all. that it's putting an implicit conversion on the data. Wait, you're saying that like it's a bad thing. Yeah, it's going to interfere with the use of statistics. It's going to interfere with the use of indexes. Not guaranteed, but potentially. And therefore, performance goes, right? Wouldn't we want to be able to track that and maybe keep an eye on that in some circumstances, depending on the code that we're dealing with? Yeah, there's only a few of you nodding your heads. Yes, we would. All right, so again, the question is how? The answer is yes. I'm sure you're getting a theme at this point. Everybody? Yes. Yeah, okay, yes. Good. All right, so let's see how. Well, in this case, what I've got is two alternatives. I've got two ways to do it. All right, let's close this window. Let's open alternative number 1. Watch live data. And then I've got a dumb query. I mean, it's nothing rocket science here. It's got an implicit conversion in it. Funny enough, this is a false positive. This is not a real implicit conversion because I'm doing total date. Total due is a value, as a number. I'm passing it a number. This is not where the implicit conversion's occurring. But if I execute this, I'm on the wrong database. That's going to cause problems. My wife's upstairs in the speaker room. I was like, I'm all set. I'm all ready. No, I wasn't. Okay, so that returns some data. Cool. Let's go back over here to the live data window, and hey, sure enough, what we've got is SQL batch completed and SQL batch starting, and in between the two, I have got a plan affecting convert. Oh, hang on, there's several going by here. Let's pause the data collection so we can actually see what's happening. There we go. All right, so I've got a plan affecting convert going in there where it's converting in varchar 23 to sales order ID. Now that's actually a conversion taking place inside of AdventureWorks. And people are like always telling me, like, what, Grant, why are you still using AdventureWorks? Microsoft hasn't really updated that since 2017, 2019. I'm like, yeah, but they replaced it with the worldwide importers, or wide world importers, which is a beautiful database. I mean, it's gorgeous. I know the people who designed it. They know what they're doing. It's great. It's a pristine, beautiful database, designed by the gods, perfect data distribution, immaculate columns, data choices, perfect statistics. It's flawless. Who has a flawless database in their office? Who has a database that is just, I'm trying to use the right word, not curse. Crap. We'll use that one. Who has crap databases in their office? Like AdventureWorks. So why do I use AdventureWorks? Because it sucks, just like your databases and just like my databases. Okay? I'm not picking on anybody. Mine suck too. These immaculate, perfect databases, they don't exist in the world. I need this because it's bad. Okay? Everybody cool? Now, what I've done here for this one is I set it up so that what I've got is it's doing causality tracking. And so causality tracking is an added overhead. Know that up front, it adds overhead. But what it does is it marks the sessions with a GUID. And then let's make it so you can see it. And then it gives it a sequence. And so what I can do is I can take a series of events like plan affecting convert, which is an actual event that I can capture. I can capture that, combine it with SQL batch starting and SQL batch completed, and know the sequence and order in which they occurred, and see what I need to see. Everybody cool? So you can use this a bunch, and we're going to use it some more as we go through today. But that's one way to do it. There's another way to do it. Let's go ahead and back up, close this window. Let's look at alternative number 2. Execute the query. Come back over here to live data. Oh, it hasn't caught up to me. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Now, what I did here was I took advantage of the actions. I took advantage of global fields. And so now I'm only capturing one event, plan, affect, and convert, because that's all I care about. I don't want to see start, stop on the batch. I don't care. I want one thing. But simply getting a, hey, there's a plan, affect, and convert. Awesome. Which query is it in? I added the statement, the expression, I'm sorry, the SQL text from the actions so that I can capture it that way. Now, which one's better? Yes. It's not so much that there's a better approach or a worse approach, it's that my needs may be different. So in this case, what I've done is I've set it up two different ways. One, so I can capture each event, understand what they did, the sequence in which they occurred, and if I had 4 or 5 things I'm looking at, like I'm looking at these queries, because I'm showing you these simple little queries, 3-table joins, single statement batches. Who has code that looks like that at home? Right, it's 500 statements. They're all 1,000 lines each. Yeah, I've seen your code. Don't try to hide. By the way, same as my code. None of us are good. There's like 4 good people in the world, right? The rest of us suck, and that's okay. We're getting by. But the deal here is that depending on what it is you're trying to monitor for, you can monitor for multiple things. And so using the causality tracking, and I got to show you one thing about causality tracking. It's a pain in the butt. If we do a new session, the very first screen has got causality tracking on it. So if you guys see it, just shout out. Anybody see it? Yeah, me neither. Don't worry. I'm fooling with you. I'm being mean. I'll stop. There it is. Ooh. Want to know something fun? They've released a brand new management studio. Is anybody aware of this? Or it's not, they haven't released it. It's in preview. A public preview. I'm not giving up my MVP status here. It's in public preview. They've rewritten it, so now it runs inside of Visual Studio. So it's 64-bit. It's got a black screen. And causality tracking still hidden. Yay! So that's just one thing to know about. Causality tracking is there, but I usually, what I do is when I start working inside that session window, that I maximize it immediately. First thing I do. And then a lot of things get easier from there. Okay, everybody cool? Questions, comments, concerns? Why are they hiding causality tracking? I don't know. Has anyone told them? Yes. I've talked to multiple project managers in Microsoft going, by the way, watch this. Oh, wow, we do that? Yeah. Can you fix it? Yeah, we'll get on that. I showed it to him 10 years ago. Yeah. I'm not even holding my breath anymore. So, cool. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, let's answer some more questions. Wouldn't it be cool to have a query and the weight statistics for the query as they occur? Wouldn't that be nice? Can we do that? At least there's one person. Yes. Okay, the question is how? Let's close this one. Let's stop this one. Let's stop this one. Let's see. Cool, procedure weights. Let's watch the live data here. Oh, Grant didn't set that one up. Let's run this query again. Cool, there it goes. Now in this case, what I've done, oh, hang on, let me back out just a little bit. Also, let's go ahead and over here choose columns. I reset all of these and I forgot to set the screen up on this one. Let's take a look at, should know this too. When we do causality tracking, you will automatically get the GUID and the sequence. Cool, yay, we already explained what those are. The GUID's marking the session, the sequence is the order of the events inside the session. Everybody's cool with that. X for GUID and sequence. Yeah, so parallelism and some other processes can cause secondary threads. Ta-da, that's the master, that's the secondary. If you see both. If you only see this, that's the main thread, everything's cool. But if you see this, that means that it's a child of another thread. Everybody cool with that? Cool. You might need to group those in a different way, and we're going to do some grouping here in a second. So let's go ahead and put in the GUID. Come on, what's going on? Let's put in the GUID. Let's put in the sequence number. What's up? Oh, just, okay. Let's go ahead and put in, let's put in the statement. And let's put in definitely the weight type. We might want to know what the weight type is, yeah? Think, if we're looking for weights? Yeah. Just an idea. Weight resource? Rights? That's enough for the moment. Okay, cool. So that comes up, and now we get all this. All right, it's messy, yeah? Well, okay, fine. Let's go in here and let's say, where is it? Let's do grouping, and let's group by the GUID. And so while the data is stopped, it now groups by the GUID activity. So now we can go in here and look at it, and we got RPC starting, RPC completed, RPC starting, module end. I threw that one in just so you guys can see that it's in there. That's another way to look at queries. It's not as effective. By the way, the whole thing of like, oh, extended events doesn't capture values on parameters comes from 2008 when the only tool we had was module end. We didn't have RPC completed. They hadn't finished the darn tool when they released it. R2 put in RPC completed, and therefore we got what we need, which is parameter values. But all anyone remembers is the initial release. Yes, 10, 15, 17 years ago, it worked one way. It's changed since then, for those who don't know. Cool. So that one didn't have any weights. Let's take a look, zoom back out. Don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. Almost all of these don't have any weights. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Grant may not be able to show the thing. Yeah, hang on, let's run a couple more queries. Usually I get weights from the that stored procedure, usually hits a few weights. Let's restart the thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do what I tell you to do. Let's see, let's see. Come on, come on, come on. Well, anyway, that's irritating. Come on. Let's stop it one more time. Let's go ahead and do the group by one more time. And just see if we can capture something with a weight. Of course not. System's got too little load on it. Nuts. Well, anyway, you get the idea. If you group by the GUID, then you get the set of activities that happen within the thread, and that's what I'm going for. Everybody cool? All right. We actually can do it. We just need to query with weights, and none of these queries are getting weights. So everybody cool? You can ding me on this one. I always hate this demo, this part of the demo. All right. Who has all the trace flags set on their servers? Guaranteed. Guaranteed. A few hands are still up. Okay, cool. I believe you. I'm sure you do. The rest of us may or may not have deadlock information being captured. And that's okay, because you can still get it, depending. Right, so the answer is yes. Cool. All right, so question is how? What I'm going to do is, begin a transaction. Copy that. Let's see. New query. Begin tran. Paste. Execute that. Go back to here. Now execute this one. Copy this one. Go back to here. And execute this one. Deadlock. Hey, Grant can make a deadlock happen. Yay, awesome. I know, boring. The cool part, is not here. That's not the cool part. The cool part is I can now go in and I'm going to get my path from my log configuration. So I'm going to pull the path out so I don't have to like type in the path. I'm just going to pull it from my system. I'm going to look for system health is what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to run an X query against that, and I'm going to look for deadlocks inside. Okay, cool. Now this takes a second or two because it's running an X query, but hey, look at that, 2 of them. And if we click on one of these, it's a full-blown deadlock graph. Deadlock graphs, by the way, are XML under the covers. Can you turn this into the GUI deadlock graph that you like to look at? Absolutely. All you do is save it as a, is this getting louder? Is it just me? Save it as a deadlock graph, and then you can open up in the GUI. No trace flags involved. Now, the 10 people out here, and there are at least 10 of you, who's like, I know every trace flag, I know all the numbers, I know everything that they mean. Come on, I know you're out there. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the rest of us who are like, is it 1304? Is it 1314? Or is it, I don't remember. Me, I never remember trace flag numbers. Who cares? I don't need them. Because the system health, unless you have explicitly turned it off, system health is running on every single server that you own, 2008 and up. And every single server you own, 2008 and up, has got this available. That includes AWS RDS, that includes Azure DevOps. Well, okay, no, it actually doesn't include Azure DevOps. I'm sorry, DevOps, Azure SQL Database. It does include Azure Managed Instance. But AWS RDS, Managed Instance, Google Cloud, and all of your VMs and regular servers are all running system health. SQL Database doesn't have it. Why? I don't know, but it doesn't have it. I tried replicating it. I got most of it, but I didn't get all of it. So you can't have it fully running on SQL Database, sorry. But everything else, this is there and available, and all you gotta do is query it. Now, why do I say you might not get what you need out of it? Well, because these things roll over. And depending on the activity in your system, if you're like, oh, hey, somebody said last week we had a deadlock. Yeah, you probably won't see it. You can try, but you probably won't see it. But yesterday, yeah, it's probably in there. You just got to look, because the system health files roll over. Everybody cool? but it's running on every one of your machines right now. I mean, I can show it to you right here. Here's System Health, and it's actually running.
But sometimes ago, Microsoft changed the retention of
So yeah, so Microsoft can change the retention time on System Health. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. And you might find that you want to try to mess with it, and you can. Stop it, make changes, restart it. It's cool. But Microsoft can overwrite your work. It's theirs. This is theirs. If you need what's in it and you need to control it, then you need to create your own session. Everybody cool? But that's available to you now. So all you got to do is just run in there and query it, and you've got stuff that you didn't have before. Everybody, come on, free. Okay, let me put it another way. You don't have to do any work. Oh, now I'm excited. Yeah, cool. Everybody cool? That's just a sweet one, because you can just, there it is, let's go.
From my experience, the default retention settings makes that these system health files are so big that when you, with default setting, when you try to load the system health all events, it takes a long time.
Right. Yeah. What he's saying is that there's so many things inside of System Health, and there's a lot in there, because we're going to take advantage of it here again in a second. That queries against System Health are long, and yeah, you're right, they are. I mean, even in my little system here, doing nothing, you notice that it took a couple of seconds to retrieve that information, and that's just because it's slow to query it. However, it's free, and I don't have to do any work. So hi, my name's Grant. I'm lazy. Cool. Question from the online?
No, we have a question. If anyone here wants to say something, please raise your hand and we're gonna bring the mic, because then the online people will be able to hear it.
I'm not repeating?
No.
I just repeated what he said.
It's also gonna be more comfortable for you. You don't have to focus on repeating.
I thought I repeated what he said. Did I not repeat what you said? Okay. They're mean. Oh, I phrased it instead of word for word? Okay, well, so? That's still the same? Wow. They're mean. I'm just saying. Well, I'll try to be better. I don't want to make you guys run. Oh, no. Sorry. No. Sorry. Another demo I wanted to show. System Health. Here's another one. What if you haven't set up any of this stuff? And somebody says, yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but earlier today, there was a query that ran really long, and there was a lot of complaints about the server being slow. I mean, this is Timmy, right? Guaranteed it's Timmy. And can you figure out what happened? What? Okay, fine. Can we figure out what happened? Well, yeah. We answer, of course, is yes. Cool. What if we have something silly? Let's start this. Just to make sure that I've got a value in there. Then I want to update this. And let's go back over to here. Let's run that. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, how about that local sports team? We might be here a while. Did anybody have any plans today that you want to do anything else? You just want to talk about extended events all day, yeah? I don't care. For those at home, they're holding up a 15-minute sign telling us how much time we've got left. No, I'm kidding. In case you can't tell, I'm just waiting a little bit to make sure that this finishes. It's never going to finish, you know that, right? I've started one process with a transaction. I've started a second process doing the same thing to the exact same item with a transaction. By the way, I've had many, many interviews where someone explained to me, well, that's a deadlock. I'm like, no, that's just a block. But it's going to be there for the rest of our days. If I just leave this on, and we've got infinite power, this will never, ever, 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 ever stop. So you want me to stop it? Yes. Okay, me too. I just wanted to wait about 60 seconds. And I think we've covered that. Cool. Because what I want to do now is go into here, and you notice I'm just hitting view target data, and it pulls back all the data in there. So it's not running live, it's pulling back the information I have. You'll notice it's not, there's no plus, no green, no black, no red. I can't do any controls to it. This is just the information off the files. So now if I want to, could I look for, say, let's scroll. No, let's not scroll. Let's use a filter. And let's say we want to filter on fields. Let's see. Duration. And let's say greater than. One. It's got an extended event session that will look at waits that were longer than 30 seconds and return it for you. And it includes the SQL text. And that's in system health. Again, you don't have to do anything. It's free. Yeah. How long will this be available? Completely depends on your system. There's no single answer. It's just that what this gentleman up here was talking about earlier. He finds that the retention period on it is too low. The activity on your system is too high. Combine both, and it rolls over fast, and you will lose this information. So it situationally, months or minutes. If you find that it's minutes, I would go in and adjust it. Why not? Because it is free. It's just a little bit of storage space. There is some trade-offs on making the files too big. Larger files can be a drag on the system. So you don't want to go too large, maybe stop at 5 gigs-ish. Again, depending on your disks, depending on, there's so many variables. But you get the idea. Free. Right there. I found the query that ran long. Who's lazy? I am. I just want to know. And so this is a quick way to get in there and see it. Everybody cool? Awesome. All right. All this is great. All this is awesome. We can do all kinds of cool things. I just need to know how many times a query ran. Just don't make me dance through hoops. Don't make me pop through GUIs. Don't make me run XPath queries. XML queries suck. Don't make me do this, right? Just give me a count, babe. Just give me a count. Can we do that? Answer is yes. Question is how. So here's one that not a lot of people use. I have never spent a lot of time talking about it. Let's close this one. We don't need the procedure weights one anymore. Here's this one. And what I'm using is an output called histogram. And it's not complicated. I'm going to double click on it. It's going to open up. It's going to show me a value. And it's going to show me a count. And if you remember at the very beginning, I said we were running a stored procedure and we're running it in a loop. It's run 30,000 times since we started the session. And that's how we do it. The histogram, you can control the number of buckets it has. By default, it's 255, but you can up that number up. You can drop that number down, but you can set something up. I mean, this is just capturing RPC completed, but it's outputting to a histogram, and so it's getting a count. Now, what we can do is refresh it. And now we know it's 30,618. If you don't trust me, I'll refresh it again. Now it's 30,648. We can also set it up so that it refreshes on its own. We can say every 5 seconds, just refresh. And so now, every 5 seconds, the histogram's going to go in there and let us know how often this query is being called. Now, is this going to change your lives? No. No, the answer this time is no. But is this useful? Is this something you can put to work? Yeah. I mean, it's simple, it's small, it's no big deal, but this is a quick way just to capture some information that we need. And you can keep an eye on stuff like how often do recompiles occur, for example. How often are we getting, plan affecting converts? How often, pick all of the things that we've gone over today, all the different values that we've looked at, and all we care about is a count at this point. I just want to track it. I don't need detail now. I just need to know that it's happening and how often. There you go. Easy. No big deal. Simple. Everybody cool? Any questions on that one? I mean, I know I'm closing with the least sexy thing, but that's on purpose because it's all about utility on these things. It's not about that they're magnificently sexy. They are, but it's also about utility, and that's the most important thing. And this is useful, and so that's why I'm closing with it. It's just one more useful item. Everybody cool? Awesome. Let's get back over to the slides. Cool. So that's my last slide, and I've got 7 minutes. Oh, I was off by 2. Nuts. Because I usually try to finish 5 minutes early for questions. So I was off by 2. All right. Not bad. Questions, comments, concerns on anything we've covered or anything we didn't cover? Especially since most of you are already using extended events. Are you just bored out of your minds? Go ahead.
You want to question? Extended events, right? I've mentioned many times, but maybe some kind of tips how to automate, maybe using as we did some kind of reporting.
Okay, so sure. So what he said is extended events are cool, which I like that you said that. And is there a way to, are there ways to automate this and maybe even put these things into reports? All right, and so the short answer is yes. The short answer is yes. Extended events are completely controlled by code. I'm doing everything through the GUI. Just from a demonstration standpoint, it makes it easier to control. But you'll notice the first thing I showed you were the scripts, the SQL scripts to control it. Here, let's switch back over and reopen those. Let's go to File. I'd close them, but we will open them back up. The reason I like these, there's a bunch about it. You can see track causality on, a whole bunch of other things. When you get one of these, you're saying, hey, I want to look at implicit conversions, and I do want to look at some detail. I do want to capture the start, the stop, and all this stuff. And I've got 1,000 servers, not one. How do I get this on 1,000 servers? You're going to run SQL code to make it happen. So that's step one to your question. Step two, these things can be started and stopped through code. So you can set up, say, an agent job or a cron job if you're running on Linux or something else, and start and stop them as needed. So you can control them that way. And then as far as reporting goes, that's on you. Can you take the XML? These things do output to XML. For those at home, I made a gagging motion. It does go out to XML, but you can query the XML into tables and then query the tables into a reporting tool if you like. Or better still, who here has heard of DBA tools? Quite a few hands are going up. Cool. DBA tools has got a whole section on extended events and a whole bunch of different actions and stuff you can do there that lets you avoid the XML. So that's another way to then put it into your favorite reporting tool. Now, do I have reports built in that I'm going to share with you? No. I'm stingy. No, I have not built specialty reports and stuff that you could take and run with, but I do the automation stuff through DBA tools a lot.
Good idea. Forward.
Sure.
I just picturing, okay, it's simple, it's useful, but according to our time, our technology and the tools, we could get it almost the same stuff using even some other monitoring stuff for free, right? Like even
So you could do the same thing with other monitoring stuff for free. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is all free. But I mean, if you're talking about like picking up some like third-party tool or taking advantage of some of the stuff that Microsoft offers, yeah, there's a few things like that available. I mean, heck, if nothing else, right here in Management Studio, they've got this thing where they've tried to fool people. It's Profiler. Ooh, Profiler, cool. I hate extended events. Let me use Profiler. Okay, cool. I'm going to open up this. Does this look familiar to anybody? Is that Profiler? Or is that a Profiler view of extended events? So yeah, is there ways to get in here and do free things without actually doing any work at all? Yes. Yeah, stuff is available. I know it doesn't completely answer your question, but you cool with it? I mean, I know there's third-party tools out there too. Also, there's
I just wonder how the workload you have to the extended events according to what I want to
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, even like I sell a monitoring tool, right? So I mean, I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to get into that. It's not why we're here today. But even we don't use extended events on everything. I mean, we should use it more. I've been having that fight, but it's it depends, right? That's back where we're at. Sure, no problem. Any other questions? We've got 2 minutes. This is your chance. Want to play Stump the Chump? Ask me something I don't know the answer to. I'll just go, I don't know. I'm easy. My ego is long dead. long dead. No? Okay. Well, I'll give you back about a minute of your day. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it.